Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ali Hart and I'm a professional artist. If you're subscribed already, you can do that very easily, but if you're already subscribed, then welcome back. I hope that you're learning lots and that your creativity is really accelerating. If you are here for the first time, you're very welcome. Perhaps you found me on my website or through my social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of the usual, and even my Pinterest at the minute, and my podcast, which is all about how to build a creative business in a noisy world. You can find that on iTunes. But anyway, for today, this is a very short video to show you how to blend charcoal. Very easy. Well, I say it's easy, but there's a lot of things people don't know about charcoal. So in this succinct video, I'm going to share with you the reasons that we do blend, how to build that up, and different ways to maximize blending. My kids took all of the apples to they're at sports camp today. It's the summertime in Northern Ireland. So I'm going to use this avocado. The reason I'm using this round object to show you blending is because there's going to be light and shade, very obvious areas of light and shade, especially because we have sun streaming in today. And also because of the way the skin is, sometimes it's a little bit shiny. But if I put this about here. Okay, so there are different types of charcoal you can use. That is for another video. But I'm just going to show you very quickly how many different types there are. So these are a mixture of compressed charcoal, willow charcoal, but a big chunky bit of it, my favorite. There is a round shape, it's a little bit of a harder charcoal. And then there's another compressed one, and then this is sort of a grey tone one. It's a bit like the coal on a fire. You know, whenever the coal burns, there's different grades of the charcoal that will ignite and other bits that will fade. So that's similar to this, if you just think of it like that. For the purposes of today, we are going to use a willow charcoal, and I'm using a big chunky bit so that you can see it. I'm going to show you on large scale. So the first thing that you want to do is get your paper right, okay, or your page. When you are using charcoal, when you're blending, you will need to have some sort of material. Now, I always say to my students, if you're inspired to draw and you just want to draw and all you have is charcoal and you don't have the correct paper or watercolor with the correct paper, I don't care, just get your image done. Same with this. But what I'm using today is a piece of mount board which has a little bit of a gradient on it. And if you're one of my students, you laugh. I feel like I repeat this a lot. Teeth is what you call this, right? So the teeth hold on to the particles. It's a little bit of texture in the paper. That's what you're looking for. Okay, so this is my subject matter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in. Quite large. Okay, that's the general shape of our avocado. Very current with avocado. And what you're going to do is you're just going to use the side of the charcoal for blending. You're going to use your finger. I always talk about using your ring finger. So if you're to apply makeup to your eyes, okay, when you're going under your eyes, you use your ring finger. And the reason that is you can't press down in that with the same force as you can with an index finger. Okay, so ring finger to blend. Sometimes you can use these two fingers as well, or your whole hand. I don't mind. But sometimes whenever you're looking for that very light area, your ring finger is best. But to start with, you're going to use the side of your charcoal. And that really gives you breadth. I talk about a thick road and a thin road with my students. In terms of blending, you can blend both of those. You can go straight down blending, like that, and that makes a real solid impact. Or you can blend like that, which moves the particles. So we're going to fill this in. You will see that what I'm doing is I'm looking at the darkest areas and putting those down first. And for the purposes of this, because I like it, I'm just going to add a little bit of a shadow. Okay, so that gets the body of it down, right? And that gets you started. So now to start our blending. First piece of blending that we're going to do is using our index finger, and we're going to draw the particles in that circular motion. And what I'm doing is I'm pushing it in. I am actually using quite a bit of force. Yes, you can't use the same force as your index, but you can really push the particles in with each blending action that you do. And in the areas that I want to be lighter, I just don't have as much force. When you blend, you'll always have particles on here, and that is why I put the shadow in. What you can do is you can draw on that. Use the particles you have on your finger and the light touch here. And also when you're blending, make your edges nice and definite. And by doing that, it's a bit like this line, where it's the solid line that you've used to outline, and you're going to push the particle around. And I'm using that again to pull on here. Okay, so that's the start of it. Now the next bit just looks like a big blob. It's the beauty of an avocado because my kids took the apples. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to visit where it's really dark and start to look at the areas that need that dark blending. Oh. And now I've changed from the side to the top. And what I'm also doing here is adding texture. You can see that I'm adding texture. And this time for blending, we're going to use our 2 fingers. And the touch is lighter, but we're still drawing the particles, especially here where the shadow is. We're just drawing that out. And what's that going to do is that's going to preserve the texture here, especially with the avocado. And there we go, okay? It looks like a big mass there, but that shows you how to blend. In other videos, I'm going to show you how we add, in the next video actually, in the next video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to bring the eraser into that so that we start to draw it out and it becomes more 3D. But for now, that is how you make a basic shape and you start to blend using your index finger, using your middle finger, and most importantly, using your ring finger. And that's all done using charcoal. I will see you in the next video.